Welcome to Redvee TV, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season. As we start off another week by continuing our St Helens season player previews. And with 17 days to go, it's the turn of only one man. Kevin?
It's Iggy Paasi.
Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah, it's definitely not me. Far too much her.
No Paasi, no party. Aggie Paasi, proudly sponsored by Northern Alarms for the 2022 season. So if your home is at risk of getting broken into, then they're the company you need to see.
Sell them, David, sell them.
I nearly picked a place to say, but I thought, do you know what?
Not worth it. Get into grief for it.
The comments will be full, so let's not.
Yeah. No.
Aggie Paasi came to the club. He was somebody we all had really high hopes for. I don't want to say he's disappointed because he's been in the side that's done the double. He's made 21 appearances, made an impact. But is it fair to say that I still think there's a lot more to come from him?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm looking forward to last season being a bedding-in season. As you say, I don't think you're disappointed. I think people might have expected a little bit more from him. Was that unfair? I don't know. We saw glimpses of how he can elevate his game. But yeah, this season, you're probably thinking that let's see a little bit more of that on a more consistent basis towards the top end of his game.
Yeah, I wonder whether he was built up the wrong way. Was he built up as if he was just going to be some sort of wrecking ball? But in reality, he's a solid forward who, when he comes off the bench, which is where he's made most of his appearances from, we don't get as much of a dip as we may have had in recent years. And because I think if you go back probably before last season, there was a real notable drop when Alex Walmsley went off the field. And I think maybe that drop isn't as significant now, but when you've got Aggie coming on to do those stints.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he likes an offload as well, so he kind of keeps that part of our game going where he likes getting his hands free and kind of seeing who's in support. You're probably right that he was built up and people would expect, I don't know, like a Mori Fasavalu, that type of forward, and probably remember Mori at his best and at the top of his game as well, and was expecting Iggy just to kind of come off the back of that and be up at that level. It's difficult for players coming over and settling into a new country and getting used to our team plays. But as we've said, I think Iggy will step up again this season, and you know what, he should be pushing to start as well. I'm sure he has been. I'm sure he's been. The conversation's been there, whether him or Matty Lees starts or whether we give it a week and Alex comes off the bench and does the wrecking ball thing. But I think he'll be looking at starting rather than coming off the bench a little bit more. I think anyway.
Yeah, obviously when we signed him, actually Leeds were in for him, and he was very close to signing for them. But then we made a late move and he came to us, and obviously he came with that little reputation as being maybe an enforcer and like that wrecking ball type. But I think we need to realise he came over last season with his family in the middle of lockdown as well. And I think Christian Wolf has spoke about it a few times, saying about the trials and tribulations that the squad went through last season, being in lockdown, and obviously his family have come the other side of the world and not being able to basically explore all of the delights that St Helens has got to offer. Homeschooling as well for the kids, which won't have been easy. Yeah. So I think this year, I think there's going to be a lot more to come, and I think he's going to be a much more significant player and have an impact on our season.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. It must be tough. I mean, it's tough for everybody during lockdown, but when you're in a a completely alien environment with no massive support network. And I bet all the players and their families do as much as they can to support, but you've not got your old family there. And as you say, homeschooling, not being able to kind of enjoy your life as you would, whether that's, I don't know, like a drive out to the beach or getting to Liverpool, Manchester, go for a bit of shopping, stuff like that. Hopefully, as you say, all that will start clicking into place. His social life or his outside work life improves, and obviously carries that over and continues performing in the Redvee.
And obviously, he's got a new Tongan teammate as well.
He has, yeah. And that's it. You'd imagine, like you see after games when they all meet up, and like we had, was it when Don Peru was over and they kept on doing the prayers after the game, and you can just imagine having a friendly face, another friendly face in the squad can only be good for him.
It's funny you mentioned that, Kev. Obviously, religion, quite a big thing, especially for some of the Tongan contingent to come over. The quiz question is, Aggie was made to be a saint, or Iggy was made to be a saint, if you want to use his proper nickname. But what is his full name?
Oh, I can't remember this. This was when he signed. This was all about, wasn't it? Go on.
Agnatius of Loyola John Cross Saint Michael.
It's a great name, isn't it?
Imagine trying to spell all that out over the phone when you're ringing for like car insurance.
I'm glad he just has Paasi on the back of his shirt. It's bad enough having McCarthy Scarsbrook on a shirt. Imagine having a full name like that. But that's it, listen.
I wonder if the shop have considered it. That would have solved all the issues with the money that the club have lost during lockdown, with the function rooms being shut. Selling lettering on the back of the shirt.
That's it. And you know what? I think he is a bit of a fan's. I think he is a bit of a fan's favourite as well, because people, like, as I say, probably the comparisons with Murray are there, and people want to see him do well, and people want to see him come on, and as he has done, come on and keep that intensity up where it is, where, like, after the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So yeah, hopefully he can continue that this season.
Okay, then. So that is our number 17, Agnatius Paasi. Kev, do you expect more of the same this season? Obviously, his role will be the prop coming off the bench and giving us that impact after 25 minutes.
Yeah, to start off with, I can't see anything changing other than Alex and Matty being the starting props as long as they're fit. With him then being if one of them two misses out, him starting. But as I say, I think he'll be pushing to kind of have more of an impact and potentially want to do that first 30-minute stint and put a marker down for the game. But to start off the season, I can't see that changing yet.
Okay, so that's number 17, Agnatius Paasi, sponsored by Northern Alarms. And let's hope some of his barnstorming runs will have the opposition's bells ringing. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll catch you tomorrow for another preview on Redvee TV. Catch you soon.